What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now Plus. I'm Alex, and in this video, I just want to talk about the nominees for the Game Awards on my main channel, right? Podcast Now. I actually went through and predicted every single category, or at least the ones that I feel like are important, who I would pick and who I think they would pick. So that's on the main channel. For this one, I kind of just want to rant a little bit about the nominations, the nominees, the categories, and go from there. I'll say, and this is probably not surprising, I'm not really impressed by them. I mean, the games that I thought were going to be there kind of were. I'm very underwhelmed by the games they chose for Game of the Year. And that's, granted, it's just because some games that I think should have been there aren't there, so it is just a matter of opinion. And again, granted, all of it is a matter of opinion, but it really comes down to what I don't understand the most about any of these stupid award shows is, and by the way, I love Jeff Keighley, I like the Game Awards, I just literally never have watched it, not once in my life, for who's gonna win these awards. That's not why I watch it. Honestly, it's not why I think anybody on planet Earth watches it. So for that reason, actually, let me just say that, right? That's a big thing. Because of that, what's the harm of adding more nominees? Do you need to only have 5? Is that a requirement? Why can't you have 10? For Game of the Year, why not just have 10 different nominees? Now, I guess there is a difference between the nominees and then eventually who wins, which will be upsetting in its own right, depending on, who wins and who loses. Not just Game of the Year, but all of them, right? But that's really where I stand. It's just give other games a chance. Game of the Year should have more than just what I think there's many more they could have put on there. Most anticipated was very, I get why they did certain games for most anticipated, but I think they're missing some really big ones that I think people are really into. They kind of just went more exclusives, and they did Elden Ring. That was kind of the entire idea for most anticipated, which is I get that they're anticipated, but you have that. Then you just have some throwaways, best sports for some reason. FIFA is still on there. You have best ongoing game, and then you have I don't even remember the category's name, but games that have done the most for the community, have added the most, and it's those are the same things. Games that are ongoing, in other words, live service. By the way, they were too afraid to use that word. Games that are live service, the best ones are the ones that do the most. You know what I mean? The best live service games are the ones that add the most content to make you feel like there's constantly new stuff. So I don't know why those are two different categories. It should literally, it's all just the same thing. Multiplayer kind of gets, co-op and multiplayer are kind of in the same category, which is, I believe, multiplayer, even though those two things are normally defined as kind of different things. So, I'm not really impressed by them, but again, I'm glad. I was really afraid Life is Strange wouldn't make it, and it didn't in certain places. I think it absolutely should have, but it did make it in other places. I believe it was best narrative, it's on there. It wasn't in best soundtrack, which I think is just a disgrace. Let's be real here. The voice of Alex Chen, the main character of Life is Strange, she's on there for best performance. So there's some representation there a little bit. Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy, I think a lot of people are probably worried about as well, and that's represented a fair amount. Neither of those two games are up for Game of the Year, which I think is stupid, because I think those are my two games. Now, again, that's because those are my two Game of the Year, games. It's not everybody else's. But, and one final thing, probably a short video, and really, I've just been bouncing all over the place. The idea that Cyberpunk should be nominated for anything, well, two different things. One, the idea that Cyberpunk should be nominated for anything ever probably is debatable at best, or at worst, depending on which one you feel. I just, I'm not here to despise and hate on Cyberpunk, but I feel like the way that was handled and the way that all worked out, you probably shouldn't have that appearing on anything that has the word best with it. That's just a me thing. Secondly, the idea that a game, and this actually is very stupid, and I've said this year over year, it's why, people that say I have a fanboy thing for Jeff Keighley, it's true, but I don't like everything he does. It's the dumbest thing in the world that games that are, and I know why, but games that release in the year are the games nominated for that year, okay? I understand there's a cutoff, and you need your blue check mark IGN gaming journalist to play these games before whatever day so they can cast their votes so that nobody cares about who wins. I get that, which is actually sarcasm, right? But Halo Infinite is not on here, okay? Because it didn't make the cutoff, whether it's good or bad. The multiplayer, by the way, the multiplayer is not there, and the multiplayer just came out yesterday. It should count. It should count. The story, maybe the story is spectacular. We don't know. I get it comes out one day before the Game of the Year awards. That's an issue. Pokemon, Diamond and Pearl remake, like, could that have been in a category somewhere? Maybe, but does it not meet the cutoff? So, I that one I think is a little bit more understandable. The fact that, if a game like Halo comes out the day before, the award show, maybe it can't count, and that's you just kind of have to deal with it. But one thing I would say is and it could maybe anger people, but I just think it's so stupid. Why would you then have it be for the next year? It's almost like you have to just accept that these awards don't mean anything to anybody except for these people that work on them, which is fine, but they literally don't mean a single thing to any of us. And, if it misses the cutoff, then whatever, it doesn't make it, but it shouldn't make it on the next one. Like, if Halo makes it next year for, like, best story, but, like, it didn't release next year, it released this year. So why would it be in the 2022? So I get it, like the Oscars and Grammys do that, but yet again, nobody actually cares. So that's another thing to kind of just throw in there. I think it's just stupid that a game like Cyberpunk, even if it was good to deserve these things, which I don't think it was, why is it it came out a year ago, a full year ago. Why is it being nominated for anything? I just don't, it's taking a place away. Here's actually the real thing. It's taking a place away from something else, some game that came out. I don't even, doesn't matter what game. It's taking the place of a game that came out this year, especially when you have limited nominations, right? You can only have so many, and Cyberpunk takes up one. So dumb. So that's just some general thoughts. I mean, again, I went through them. I like some of them, definitely. I like the representation. I like that there's a fair amount of games kind of spread out. So I'm not saying it's all bad. I'm not saying it's all good, though. But I did, again, cover it on the main channel. We're going to be watching it live on the main channel, the day the Game Awards is up. I cannot wait to do that co-stream. So make sure you guys are subscribed here. Make sure you guys are subscribed to the main channel as well. Hit the bell icon so you guys know when all these videos go up. I do a brand new video on the channel every single day. And so I hope to see you guys for tomorrow's video.